If you want to feel shit about yourself and paralyze every attempt at making progress, here's the formula. Open up social media and start comparing yourself to people who are doing way better than you. Now, that's just one way we sabotage ourselves. So if you're tired of not making progress, sick of abandoning yourself when things don't go your way, and you're ready to build unwavering self-trust, meaning you take action and you move towards your goals even when you're not feeling it, then this video is gold. I'm going to share 5 reasons people get stuck and exactly what to do about each one. Okay, let's face it, most of us compare ourselves to other people, but here's what you're actually doing. You're comparing yourself to someone who's been showing up for themselves for years. So you know that tip of the iceberg picture where you only see the tip and none of what's underneath? That's exactly this. You're seeing the result, but you're not seeing the decades of unglamorous reps that got them there. So the first thing you can do for your mindset is stop comparing yourself to other people, because it puts you into a negative state. And from that state, everything seems impossible. Instead, I suggest flip it around. And if you see other DJs succeeding, man, be inspired, be happy for them, because the real truth is, if you observe something that resonates with you, that's not jealousy, it's recognition that it already exists within you. It's within your reach. You just have to trust yourself enough to go and get it. But here's the part that people miss. The action you take has to come from passion. It has to come from the right place. It has to come from the heart. You need to be excited about it, because if you're comparing yourself to others and taking action from that comparison, you're acting from the ego. And sure, that can sometimes be motivating, like, I'll show you, but it means you're building your foundations on trying to prove something instead of expressing yourself purely through your art. Fuck that, man. Drop the ego and create for the love of it. Be like the bird that sings its song and it doesn't care who's listening. Do it for the love of the music. Get inspired. Trust yourself and move because you want to, not because you feel behind someone else and you're comparing yourself to them. Now, personally, I've lived this myself and I know comparison well, yet I've had the ability to use comparison as inspiration. And when I was 22, I had this idea to start a weekly nightclub event. Now, for years, I'd silently watched other promoters doing their thing, and instead of being outpsyched by them, I felt there was a gap in the market and I felt I could do it better. Now, everyone around me thought I was delusional. I had zero experience. I just had this big idea, but I trusted it. And the truth is, before launching that club, I had no idea how any of it would actually happen. I just took the next step in front of me. And once I had the venue locked in, I hired DJ gear, taught myself to DJ, and I played the headline set at the opening night myself. And I went on to be the main resident DJ for that club, which ran every Friday night for 12 consecutive years. And off the back of it, I launched several more club events running down the east coast of Australia. And trust me, momentum comes from knowing what you want, staying in your own lane, and building self-trust through showing up. This is the biggest lesson I've learned this year. Momentum comes from movement. Here's the trap that most people fall into. You've got a goal, but you can't force yourself to take action. And when you finally do, you've got no motivation behind it. So you spiral into self-doubt, which kills your confidence even further. The solution isn't more motivation. It's movement comes first. It's setting aside time each day and showing up for yourself no matter what. Yeah, sure, when you first start out, it can feel clunky and you'll often face like your resistances, right? But the key is training yourself to show up with zero pressure of the outcome. The more you show up, even 30 minutes a day, the more momentum you start to build. Now, personally, I show up every morning and quite often I'm met with my own resistance. But once I'm, say, 20 minutes in, I usually find a flow state. And honestly, once you get into flow, that's where the magic happens. See, I used to sit down trying to plan everything out, but the truth is the plan to achieving your goals only really reveals itself when you take action. So for instance, let's say you want to play a headline set. start practicing for it. And in that creative zone, you get ideas. So it's like driving at night. Your headlights are only showing you the next 100 meters of road. You can't see the destination. So you just drive to where the right light reaches and you just keep on going 100 meters at a time. Now you never turn back just because you can't see the whole path. You know exactly where you're going. You just start moving towards your goal one step at a time, enjoying the process along the way. So remember this, action creates motivation, not the other way around. And confidence comes from taking action. So in that way, action is literally the middleman between your ideas and manifesting them into physical form. So when you show up, even for 5 minutes, even when you don't feel like it, that's you building self-trust. That's you turning up for yourself, and that's what actually builds momentum. So what can you commit to today that's going to light you up and bring you the biggest wins? I've taught thousands of people to DJ, and the ones that make the biggest gains the fastest are the ones working towards something specific. Maybe it's a house party they're playing. Maybe they're the surprise DJ at their own wedding. It doesn't matter what it is. Having a goal to work towards is what lights people up and it gets them moving. The truth is, life without goals is like putting together a jigsaw puzzle without the box top. You've got all the pieces. You just don't know what you're building. So what I suggest, pick a goal that excites you, that lights you up, and let that be your picture. And it doesn't have to be grand. Maybe your goal isn't to become a world famous DJ. Maybe it's just to play your first club or house party, or even to start up a house party network. Maybe it's to record a mix that you're actually proud of. Maybe you want to play at your best friend's wedding or make music that expresses who you are. Notice how all of these, they give you direction and something you can actually get excited about. That's the key. What's lighting you up? What do you actually want to do? I honestly find making progress towards goals to be really fulfilling. So set goals that excite you, because the opposite of that is practicing randomly, constantly changing genres, not knowing what you're doing, just doing the same transition over and over, never pushing your comfort zones, not recording your mixes, not reviewing your mistakes, no prep, no goal to work towards. That loop is crippling, and it's exactly what's keeping a lot of you exactly where you are right now. Okay, I did a video on this a while back and it got a huge response. And I know from the comments that this technique has turned things around for a lot of people. So the concept is simple. You commit to 40 days of taking some kind of action towards your goal. So let's say you want to master DJing or build combos or do whatever. You flex your getting started muscles for 40 consecutive days. And if you miss a single day, you have to start again. The thing is, you don't have to do much. Even 5-minute counts. If you're feeling lazy and let's say you don't want to get off the couch, just spend 5 minutes finding music or finding 2 songs that work well together, putting them into an order, building a playlist, whatever. Any action is okay. This assignment is about flexing your getting started muscles. But let me be clear, it's 40 consecutive days. So if you get to day 39 and miss a day, you start again. That's not me being harsh. That's just how habits are formed. And habits are honestly the basis of your success. So trust me, after 40 consecutive days, you could be a completely different person, like the kind of person who shows up. And that in itself is so transformative on so many levels as you start to believe in yourself and you build real self-trust. So commit now to saying what you mean and doing what you say. Set the commitment right now. Say it out loud if you have to. I will make progress every single day for the next 40 days towards my TJing. The person who shows up for himself feels better about himself and is far more likely to achieve his goals and his dreams. Man, join me. Let's do it together. Okay, the next one is the magic sauce that brings everything else together. So I'm into a lot of spiritual teachings, and one that's had a really big impact on me is this dude called Neville Goddard. His whole teaching is about feeling the outcome first. So he draws a lot from the Bible, and there's a Bible quote that says, "When you pray, believe you've already received it and it will be yours." Now, this is where most people get it backwards, because a lot of people are taught, I'll believe it when I see it. No, it's actually the opposite. It's not seeing is believing. It's like when you believe it, you start to see it. So you have to believe it first, even embody it before it shows up. So what does that mean for your DJ? First, pick a goal that feels natural to you. So if headlining Tomorrowland feels natural and exciting and within your reach, go for it. But if it doesn't, don't force it. Find something that does feel achievable to you. So maybe that's headlining a house party, or people coming up to you after a show going, wow, man, like I loved your set. And each set you play turning into more connections and more opportunities. Whatever it is, ask yourself, how would that actually feel to already have it? And then practice getting into that feeling right now before it's happened. And even better, embody it. Let yourself feel like the person that's already happened to, and then take it a step further. Start thinking and behaving like the person who's already achieved the goal. You can hop into the feeling already. So think about it like this. If you started behaving like an alcoholic, so that means drinking constantly and hanging around with other alcoholics, the chances are you'd become one. So the same principle here. If you start behaving like a successful DJ, hanging around other DJs, doing the work, inhabiting that identity, then trust me, you're going to become one. That successful DJ you're picturing doesn't have a problem showing up. They're passionate. He knows what he wants and he just goes for it. He's confident, grounded in his power. So stop comparing yourself to him or her. Be the person. Even Gandhi said it. Be the change you want to see. Be the DJ. Now, that doesn't mean walking around with your chest puffed out and thinking you're all that. That's ego. It could even be a silent knowing, a trust that you know what you want and you're moving towards it with faith, with integrity. Now, if you're struggling with embodying this new version of you, try focusing on everything that you're grateful for, even the things that haven't appeared in your life yet. Be grateful in advance. They say reality is a mirror of what you think about most with a short delay. So what you're experiencing today is the sum of what you've been thinking about up until this moment. Okay, I know I said 5, but I'm going to give you a 6th bonus tip. Okay, I've realized this year that the biggest thing holding me back wasn't my DJ skills, it wasn't my transitions, it wasn't my gear, it wasn't my comparison. It was how quickly I'd abandon myself when things didn't go my way. One bad mix, one video that didn't perform, whatever. And suddenly I'd question everything. And that overthinking, it stole my inner peace. See, here's the thing. Your nervous system naturally wants to grip, it wants to hold on to, it wants to control, it wants to micromanage, it wants to fix. But the tighter you hold on, the further away you get from who you actually want to be. So instead of asking, how do I control the outcome? Ask, how do I stay true to myself in this moment no matter what? Because the crowd might not react. The algorithm might not cooperate in the way you want. You're going to make mistakes. But none of that has to take you away from who you are. So that's what staying in your power means. It means showing up, giving your best, learning from what happens. And when something doesn't go your way, instead of playing victim and feeding yourself self-fulfilling prophecies like, I knew I couldn't DJ, or I can't rely on anyone but myself. Remember, if you're thinking it happened to you, you're already abandoning yourself. The world doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. And what you're experiencing right now is exactly what you need to get to your goal. Even if it's a setback, that could motivate you. So trust in that. Trust in yourself. Know the universe is happening for you and is always responding to the nature of your song, your resonance, your vibration. So let go of control. Trust and believe in the process. And one last tip, if you find yourself thinking the world is shit and it's all your fault, then you've already thrown away your power. Nothing is worth throwing away your power. So if things don't go your way, release the idea that things have to go a certain way for you to feel good about yourself. Feel good about yourself no matter what. And from that place of power, you become magnetic. You'll be closer in resonance to your goals. Man, this is so exciting, man. And I'm loved that I can share this stuff with you. I 100% believe in you. Okay, so that's it. 5, actually 6 reasons you're feeling stuck and the fix for every single one of them. Fix any one of these, and honestly, you're not going to recognize where you're going to be a year from now. Not only will you be an amazing DJ, but you're going to have built a personal code where you remain centered in your power no matter what happens in your external world, man. This is huge. Anyway, I love this kind of content. As for me, I don't only want to teach DJs, I want to help you be a successful DJ, which also means finding your own code, living into your own potential as a DJ, as a person, all of it. And one thing for certain, the work is never ending, but there's strength in community, and I appreciate you tuning in. Anyway, I hope you found this inspiring. Sub, man, and comment so you put me in your feed and all that. Anyway, I've got a plan for us this year, and if you trust me to be your tutor and mentor, I'm not going to lead you astray. Anyway, with a lot of love, gratitude, I really appreciate the support. I love making this content for you. Let me know what you think in the comments, and yeah, man, your friend and coach, Andrew.